Hi guys, welcome back to another weekly vlog. I just threw up so much. There's like throw up in my hair. So gross. I'm about to hop in the shower, but first I am taking the sheets off the bed. And the most comical part was that, so I was laying here, I got off the bed, was looking in my mirror at how bloated my belly, which like now it's not as bad because I just threw up. And my pot that I've had under here, I didn't have, but luckily I had a plate on my bedside table, and so I was throwing up into the plate. As I was throwing up into the plate, and Jeff was running to get me this is comical, like sitcom. As Jeff was running to get me a pot, Hugo picked up this water bottle that had no cap on it, and he dumped it on the bed. So luckily I'm not changing the sheets because there was throw up on them. I'm changing the sheets because a whole water bottle got spilled on them, which is fine because it's clean. But like, can you even imagine? Can you even? I don't know if you guys can see, but look at all the blood vessels I popped in my face when I was throwing up. Oh, just keeping pregnancy cute over here. Well, hello there. Made it to another day. I feel a lot better this morning. I actually think that throwing up last night made my whole system feel better. I just felt so insanely bloated last night and so uncomfortable all day yesterday. And I actually woke up today and my belly was like pretty much flat, which just felt so good. And like I had a stitch in my side all day yesterday and like the evening the night before. So it just felt good not to have that anymore, you know? I'm out in the world. It feels glorious. It feels beautiful. I can almost trick myself into thinking that life is normal. I do have my mask. I'll put my mask on before I head on in. But I'm excited. I am excited not only to be out, but for the reason that I'm out, which is to go have my 12-week scan done, the nuchal scan, and that will measure the fluid in the back of baby's neck. And then I'm going to the office afterward to meet with one of the nurses. And I believe I should be getting blood work done today. I'm also starving. I had breakfast, but hi, welcome to my pregnancy where I'm hungry literally every 15 minutes. It's 9 a.m. so I'm hungry. I need to eat. I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for myself. I need a bite. Oh my God. So it's 9. My appointment is at 9:30. Oh my God, this tastes so good. I'm gonna check into my appointment right now, eat some more of my sandwich, and then we'll head on inside. So currently the baby is completely upside down. So the nurse is having me cough and like move my body around to try to get the baby to move. Oh, how cute. Yay, this little baby. There's its head right there. We're just trying to get it to flip. So after all that, the baby did not move, so I need to drink this whole cup of water because my bladder was really full initially, and I emptied it, and she thinks that having a full bladder will actually help turn the baby upright so that she can measure the back of the neck. So cheers. So it's been like an hour and we still haven't been able to get it. We tried vaginally instead of abdominal ultrasound and still can't get it, so I'm gonna wiggle and shake and hopefully the baby will flip. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that took forever. It is. So I went in there at like 9:15 and right now it's 12 o'clock. Oh my goodness, that took so long. I'm feeling like a little hormonal. I just think the whole appointment was so long and I like enjoyed myself so much in the appointment, but like still with the way things are, everything is still like kind of high anxiety in the world, and so I feel like I'm feeling a lot of that kind of rushed through me. The appointment went really well. I feel kind of overwhelmed now looking back on it because it was so long. So I don't know how much you were able to hear me through my mask. I was trying to like vlog little snippets while I was in the ultrasound with the nuchal baby who is so cute, and like I'm looking at the baby on the ultrasound screen and it looks just like Hugo. It's so cute. The baby was horizontal, which apparently is like the position that the baby, of all the positions the baby can be in, like this was the position that the baby was in that the woman could not get the back of the neck. And so for an hour, we were trying to get the baby to move and we were trying everything. And I was like, she had me flipping around. She had me dancing. She like had me drink a lot of water again. Eventually she tried a vaginal ultrasound because the baby, the way the baby was positioned, the baby was upside down. So at least she could get a little more direct route to the head. And she still couldn't get it. And eventually she was like, all right, last time, like dance around. And I actually started doing handstands in the doctor's office with no pants on. Can you even imagine? But that helped. The baby didn't really turn very much, but it turned enough that she was able to get those measurements. So, that was an hour. And then I went to the doctor's office and I met with the nurse who talked me through all of, I don't know, like all of the pregnancy, like papers and everything that has to do with pregnancy. And it was interesting because I like love chatting and I'm all about like, you know, I have nowhere to be. So it's amazing to kind of sit there with someone and just chat, especially about all things baby and pregnancy. But I've been pregnant before, so I would have thought the chat would have been a little more condensed. And we wouldn't have had to go through every single thing. So that was just like extensive and a bit exhausting. I think I was there, then we were talking for like, again, over an hour. And then she presented the different genetic testing to me. And this is where I was a little bit confused because my doctor had mentioned a genetic testing that I could get done that was covered by insurance. And then there was this other genetic testing that isn't usually covered by insurance, but more insurances are covering it, and that's the one that will tell you the sex of the baby. And the way it was presented to me was a little bit confusing. Anyway, I ended up opting for the genetic testing that tells you the sex of the baby. And it's interesting, I haven't even told Jeff yet, because Jeff and I had agreed beforehand that we weren't going to do that genetic testing, but the way she presented it to me, it didn't really sound like there was other genetic testing options. And sometimes I just get so flustered in those appointments, you know, like, and I'm trying to absorb so much information and I feel like some of it's going over my head, and I'm, you know, obviously you want to do what's best for your baby too. And so part of me was like, well, let me just do what's best for the baby. Anyway, so now I get to tell him that we are doing it, and that it might cost many dollars. So we'll see about that. And I still feel like it's interesting, and I will talk to Jeff and we will figure out what we're gonna do. But I don't know if we are going to want to find out the sex of the baby in a week, because mentally that's not what I was preparing for. Mentally I was preparing for 20 weeks. And there's part of me that really wants to wait until 20 weeks to know the sex of the baby. And I still do really want to do like a I want to have a gender reveal. Like, it's not going to be able to be a party because of the current situation of things. Although I don't know, maybe in July things will be different. But I still like, I would love to like pop a balloon or shoot off little sprinklers or something. Because I didn't do that with Hugo. With Hugo, I like, in my heart of hearts, just wanted to know. In that anatomy scan, just tell me what it is. Versus this time, I'm feeling like, well, if this is our last baby, and, you know, it might just be fun to do that. So, I don't know, we might not find out. I'll talk to Jeff. And then, like let me just, like, digest this information and, like, find, like, maybe in a day or two I'll feel differently. I don't know. I reserve the right to change my mind. So then, I went to the lab to get blood work done. And the lab like freaked me out a little bit because all the people working there, and I get it, like they're dealing with blood, and they're not just, it's not just OB people, it's anyone and everyone who's getting blood work done. And there was a sign down the hallway that said, stop, do not enter like COVID-19 positive patients beyond this door. And I was like, that's terrifying. I don't know if that's accurate or if they just put that sign there. I don't know. So anyway, I went to get the blood done, and she tied the, like, that band that they do, I forget what it's called, tourniquet, so tightly. So tightly. I was like, oh my gosh, this hurts so badly. But in my head I was like, okay, like it hurts so badly, but I guess that's kind of good because it'll take away from the pain of the needle. Oh great, my battery's flashing. But even getting my blood drawn kind of hurt. So I think like too, like just that pain, I'm still like coming down from that. And then she needed a urine sample, and I'd gone to the bathroom before I went to the lab. So I was like, oh crap. So she gave me a little juice, and I was able to give a urine sample. It just like was very little. So hopefully that's enough. Oh, I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed, you know? Like it was so wonderful, and I'm so happy that like baby is doing so well, and it was so wonderful to see little baby. And like every time I go to my OB's office is in a hospital, it reminds me of giving birth to Hugo, and so many wonderful times. It makes me so excited to meet this new baby. I just think the appointment was so long, and I was in there for so long that now I'm just feeling like a little nuts. Anyway, I'm going to go home now, chat with Jeff, and I am teaching later today. I'm teaching dance later today, so I kind of have to now like switch gears in my head. I have a few hours before that, but holy moly, my friends. I was in there for almost 3 hours. Ugh. Oh my word. I just ate so much lo mein. I don't know why I'm getting so much weight this pregnancy. Howdy. Hugo is napping. Thank you, God. Thank you. This morning was my morning to get up with him, and he woke up at 4:50. The ripe old time of 4:50. It's very early. And he's napping now. Jeff went out to go grab some groceries. I am planning when Jeff gets home to go lay down because I'm feeling, obviously, for good reason, tired. And it's a beautiful day out, like absolutely, like almost summer day. So we were playing outside before, and he was playing at his water table, and that was really lovely. And hopefully now he takes a decent nap, being that we were up so early. And the plan for today, the plan for our weekend is we're kind of playing pretend. Not kind of, we're playing pretend. Jeff, our house has been such a disaster since all of this started. Like since my husband's been home and not working, and since my battery is flashing too, so if my camera just shuts off while I'm rambling, that's the deal with that, and I'll catch you guys up later, but I'll talk until I can't talk anymore. Our house has just been a mess, and especially by the front door and like the entry hallway, anytime we've gone out and then come back in, we've taken off all our clothes, and so a mountain of clothes has built up there. And then like any packages that have come in, we've kept there, and then like the regular recycling and grocery bags, and the front hallway has just become a dumping ground, a literal dumping ground. The rest of the house has also just taken a turn, and the amount of laundry, especially after I threw up, like a mountain of laundry. We're doing laundry all morning. So anyway, our like play pretend is that I said to Jeff, you know, there's so much we can't control in this situation, in this world right now. There's so much we can't control. But what if we just pretend that you're going back to work on Monday? If you were going back to work on Monday, how would we want the house to be? How would we want our space to be? Because I know if I found out that Jeff was going back to work on Monday, I would scurry. Hi guys, sorry, my camera did end up dying on Friday. Today's Sunday. Essentially what I was saying was just, long story short, that we spent the weekend cleaning and trying to like really organize our space because it had become just bananas. So today, it being Sunday, I think we're gonna work on the kitchen and the living room, both of which, like both spaces are kind of a disaster. In just hopes that like the feeling of preparing for Jeff to go back to work and like things to return to like somewhat normalcy will, I don't know, put some positivity into the universe, bring some positivity our way. Who's to say? You know, we're just all trying our best here. Hi, Ellie. Yesterday was such a beautiful day. I went on 2 walks and I did yoga. I don't know, I can't remember if I've mentioned this on my channel, but a sweet
YouTuber. Her name is Becca. She's from the channel Disney Kitty. We collabed way back in the day. I want to say like 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And she is such a lovely human. And she has been teaching free yoga classes on the weekends. She's a yoga teacher by trade. And I've been craving human connection, like most of us. And I found that the Zoom online classes really help satisfy that desire to like be around other people, even though obviously physically we're not around each other. So, and it's just nice, like as a teacher myself, to be taught. I really enjoy it. And so if you're interested, I'll link her channel down below and her Instagram, because she's been putting the information on her Instagram. There's a private Facebook group too. If you're really interested in doing the free yoga class, you can join that free Facebook group. And yeah, it's been really wonderful. So I did that yesterday. Went for 2 walks. I've been going on solo walks, which has been such a treat. Especially like since we moved, like, when am I gonna go for a walk by myself? But since we're here and we're in this situation, I figured, well, why not just go for a walk by myself, listening to the Mile Higher podcast, which I freaking love. I mentioned it before. It's like, they talk about, I wouldn't say conspiracy theories, because it's not like, no, they talk more about like true crime. It's more like a true crime podcast, and they just talk about like cool things, like fun. True crime is not fun, but like other sort of like esoteric topics that, I don't know, I've always found just interesting and easy to listen to. It's easy to listen to. And I find that like when I'm walking, especially during this time, like I just want something easy to listen to. So my loves, I'm gonna finish this vlog out here because I need to edit it today and get it up for tomorrow. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, for a regular upload schedule this week. Like actually having 3 videos up for you guys. I've been really gracious with myself, and the weeks that I haven't been able to upload 3 videos, I give myself a pass, being that like no one's counting. No one's holding me accountable, but I hold myself accountable. And I've always loved uploading 3 videos. Hi, you are so beautiful. So I think this week, for the next few weeks, that should be a possibility. And then after that, I don't know. And I hope everyone's doing well. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling? If you ever feel like you need to chat or just like need to get something off your chest, you can definitely message me on Instagram. I'm usually over there pretty often. And yeah, I'm available to talk if you're feeling like you don't have anyone to talk to, or like you want to talk to someone who's not your family. I feel ya. All right, well, let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? I've been chatting for 4 minutes already. Elsie's here to say hi. I don't think so. We don't have anything coming up this week. Anything. All right. I love you guys. I will see you next week. Oh, we may or may not have decided that Jeff is going to learn the sex of the baby and not tell me. I think that's going to be the plan. Sounds like the most bizarre plan, right? And I'm sure a lot of you are like, oh my god, I could not do that. But I was thinking, you know what's so cute is like every time that we've gone pregnant, I've tested by myself. And then there has been time, like with Hugo, it was a few days. With this baby, it was a few minutes where I've known that I was pregnant, but he didn't know. And so like for even just those few moments, it's been something that like I've shared with the baby. And I thought, you know, Jeff hasn't been able to come to any of the doctor's appointments, and I want him to feel connected to this pregnancy. And even though I'm sure if I'd asked him, like, do you feel connected to this pregnancy, he would say yes, I still, like, it would be so nice to give him something special and for him to have like a special experience. So I thought it might be nice for him to find out the sex of the baby and for him to know for a little while, especially because I am not in a rush to know. I'd love to find out a little bit closer to that 20-week mark, just because I know, like, for me, the anticipation of knowing has been so fun so far, and it's been giving me something to look forward to in this like weird time that part of me is not ready to give that up just yet. And so I feel like I don't personally want to know until like maybe 16, 17, 18 weeks. I don't know, I might change my mind once I know he knows. But I was thinking it would be so fun for him to know, and then he can like put together the little reveal for me. He could put together a reveal for me. No, I think that's what we're gonna end up doing. Unless when they call and I'm on the phone with them, unless they either A, just blurt it out, which would not be cool, or if they say that, like, if they say, do you want to know the sex of the baby? And I say, oh, can you tell my husband? I don't want to know. And they say no, because it's like my record. So I don't know if that would be like against some sort of rule, like some sort of privacy rule. If they say he can't, like, no, he can't on the phone, I do know that the records are being sent to my account online. So maybe he'd be able to see there. But in that case, then obviously I think we'd both just wait until the anatomy scan. So anyway, that's that update. I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys next week. Want to say bye-bye, Elsie? Say bye. Bye, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.